Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. We are doing a very special live mock draft, live for us, not for you. You're getting the recording version. So we're going to jump right into things today. We are going to do a Bryn and Spoon mock draft where we just get on here and we're going to be GMs. We're going to be co-GMs for every team in the league, and we're going to have to agree on the pick before we make the pick. So there's no, I think this, I think that, I'm doing this anyways. We are co-GMs. We have to completely agree before the pick gets submitted, and we'll go from there. How you been, Spoon? How you been doing?
Pretty good, man.
Doing
Just been golfing today.
Yeah. All right. Well,
working on my swing. My drive was awful yesterday whenever I went out, so I had to go to the range today.
yeah, gotta get that range working. Gotta be dialed on the range so you can still be ass on the course. That's how you do it. That's how truly great golfers are born.
Hey, man, I was hitting some dingers today, and then of course, whenever I go play next week,
you'll be garbage.
I'll be trash again.
maybe you shouldn't drink so much and you won't be so garbage.
That's true.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, so do you want to do trades? I feel like we should do no trades.
So when it comes to trades, I was going to say we can discuss it.
Okay.
See, hey, could a trade, there's a couple picks where I might be like, hey, do you think a trade happens here? And then you could be like, I could see it here, but I'm not really about it. And then it's like, okay, we'll move on.
All right, cool. All right, well, those are the rules, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be iffy on trades. We have to both agree on the pick, and we're going to get underway here with the first overall pick. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, maybe we go like Cooper DeJean right here. Maybe Byron Murphy.
The only thing that I'm going to say about this is there was a mock draft that I looked at, and it was like, oh, the Bears are going to keep Justin Fields, and they're going to trade down to, I believe it was 3 with the Patriots.
Okay, so here, the Pro Football Focus draft board, we use their draft board. They're very nice people. They make awesome stuff, so we're using their stuff. It does have trade scenarios. So these are the teams that are interested in the pick. So, I mean, should we do you want to, We
don't have to. It's just one mock that I saw. Do you really think the Bears are going to trade away Caleb Williams right here?
I don't see a world in which they don't just draft Caleb Williams. So
okay,
let's
say percentage wise, do you
98% chance?
Okay, then yeah, you take that because I think they're going to draft Caleb Williams. I don't think they're going to stick with Justin Fields. I don't think they're seeing the trade market. You're seeing that other teams aren't interested in him. Come on.
Yep, I agree completely. I'm going to go Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Boom, done. All right, Washington. Are we going? So there's only 2 options. Drake May. I feel like they're going QB, right?
I feel like they're going to go QB as well. Man, this one is tough though because I'm seeing a lot of people. Originally, I had Jaden Daniels going here, and I feel like you probably do as well. But I am seeing a lot of mocks where people are saying, "Oh, the Commanders are going to take Drake May here instead." What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna say Drake May. I'm sticking with May.
You think so? Okay.
I think Washington likes May. I think they want the prototypical pocket passer, and I think they're just gonna stick with it. And I don't feel like they deviate from the plan.
Because I'm not gonna disagree with that. I'm totally fine with that. May.
So here's where I get confused. So
I feel like this is a very confusing spot. This is where a trade might happen.
So everybody says Jaden Daniels to New England, Jaden Daniels to New England. Correct me if I'm wrong. When has a Bill Belichick disciple ever been head over heels on a mobile pocket passing, kind of running mobile quarterback?
Never.
It just doesn't if they're gonna go quarterback here, it feels like JJ
McCarthy. That's what I was going to say. I would not be surprised if the Patriots take J.J. McCarthy here. I mean, we could try it out if you agree and see where the draft goes with Jaden Daniels. I just, based off of this with Williams, May, and then McCarthy going next, I have no idea what Daniels' landing spot would be.
I mean, I have some ideas, but it's so hard. I could see them going Dallas Turner here. Believe it or not, I could see Dallas Turner getting taken right here. with the defensive head coach and a new regime and Mac Jones still being on the roster, them being like, we can still work with this kid. What do you think? Too early?
I'm worried that we're just overthinking it and that they should go Jaden Daniels here.
So, you want to go Jaden? You want to just go Jaden?
I mean, that's up to you, but I do feel
Jaden or JJ?
I feel like we might be overthinking.
You get final pick, Jaden or JJ.
The only other pick that I could see them taking up here would be.
Oh, I'll ask you for a second.
You know what? I want to see. Well, I was gonna say if they don't go Jaden Daniels here, I think that they might go Marvin Harrison Jr. here. Just getting that top-notch wide receiver.
You want to send Marvin Harrison? I'll send Marvin Harrison right now.
That they definitely need.
You want to send Marvin Harrison?
I'm here for it.
All right, sent it.
Okay.
All right, then we have Arizona. I think Arizona, if Marvin Harrison goes there, I think they take Brock Bowers.
I think they panic. They definitely panic a little bit because that was their pick. That was always their pick. I think that's the guy that I had them taking originally, always.
So you're saying they go Malik or what?
They might go Malik or Roma Dunze here.
I like the Roma Dunze pick.
I think that with they're not going to take a quarterback. We know they're not taking Jaden Daniels.
They like Kyler.
So I think that they might panic with Marvin Harrison Jr. and be like, "Oh, we need to draft our wide receiver. So who do we take? Do we take Malik? Do we take Malik Neighbors now? Do we take Roma Dunze now?" And I know they need a receiver.
But Brock Bowers is basically a receiver.
Yeah, but they don't.
Jim Harbaugh, Vernon Davis.
I think whenever looking from Arizona, though, I think that they know that they need a receiver. Unless they plan on signing somebody in the offseason, because there's a lot of receivers still available.
So hear me out. Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree. Okay, those are the weapons outside that Jim Harbaugh had last time he was in the NFL. So Brock Bowers and Roma Dunze are the two fits for me there. Who are we going with? I'll accept either answer.
I would say Roma Dunze.
Okay, we're sending it. Roma Dunze at 4. This is getting... Roma Dunze at 4. Crazy. This just got wild. The Chargers are sitting here.
Now,
Malik Neighbors staring them in the face. No way. Dude, they're going Malik Neighbors here.
You think they do go Malik Neighbors here?
Dude, there's no way.
I was going to say, I could see a trade happening because you have Malik Neighbors and the original pick that I think that they're going to take, which is Brock Bowers.
I think they go Malik Neighbors here. You got because remember, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were both cap casualty guys. So I think they go Malik Neighbors here.
And they get rid of one of those. I can see that. So now you got the Giants.
Now you got the Giants.
Do you think that
let's see, is there a trade? Oh no, they have us build the trade. That's dumb. No, I wanted to see. Yeah, no.
So you're on board. You 100% think that they're sticking with Jaden Daniels or not Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they're sticking with Daniel Jones.
Not going to draft a quarterback.
Not drafting a quarterback.
So then this is a prime spot for someone like Atlanta or Denver.
So hold on, we gotta clarify something.
Okay.
Where does Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson land?
So right now, I believe Russell Wilson. I do think that his best spot is Vegas.
All right, so
I think that we both agree with that.
Yep, Russ goes Las Vegas.
All right,
then the big domino.
I think Kirk does go Atlanta. I think that is set in stone.
I'll agree with that. So that leaves one team.
The Minnesota Vikings.
That leaves my Minnesota Vikings.
Do you think your Vikings trade up here with the Giants?
I absolutely do.
To take Jaden Daniels.
Absolutely. So the problem is I don't know how it's going to look. So it's got to be at least the one, right? We're just getting the 6.
Yeah, they got to trade those.
They're giving up next year's first.
Okay.
I don't know why Kirk Cousins is in here. That's funny.
I mean, I think that's fair, giving up next year's first, and they're
not interested in trading for this pick.
Crazy.
We're gonna force the trade anyways. So let's say it looks something like, let's say they get picky. They're like, now we want more, so we throw in a 4th round pick swap next year. Does that sound fair?
I would
trade.
Oh, they accepted it.
Perfect. Well, I forced it, so no matter what,
okay.
But
So I would,
right.
I could
And
see
we're
them
going
taking
Jaden, right?
Daniels.
We're going
Yeah,
Jaden.
yeah.
Jaden Daniels. Staying in the purple and gold. Coming to
fell-
Minnesota. Throwing to JJ. We're going off.
He fell to
Right.
6th, so I could see that. I could see
I
a
mean,
team
this is a
definitely trading up
no-brainer, right? Brock Bowers here all day, right?
to the
Get Will
Titans.
Levis, a young weapon.
The only way that I see them not going with Bowers is they're going to just say, "Hey, we want an offensive lineman to help protect our new quarterback." That is the only thing I could see. But if you're high on Bowers, I'm fine with it. I'm perfect. I had him. I had
really
Bowers.
high
I had
on
Bowers going 5 originally, so I'm completely.
I sent Bowers. I sent it.
Okay.
We agreed. They heard it. Everybody at home heard it. We agreed.
So Atlanta,
Telepathically. So
they are getting Kirk, obviously.
Yep.
Because that's where we have him going.
So I have them taking Dallas Turner right here.
You think they get another defensive player to help with their defense? It's already good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they do.
Okay.
It's either that or wide receiver, and
there's not, yeah. They're not going to draft Xavier Worthy this high. They're not going to draft the guy out of Oregon this high. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but I don't see.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
Let's send Dallas Turner.
That.
So here, I think you go Joe Alt. You give Caleb Williams a stalwart left tackle to protect him for the next 10 years.
And they're getting him at pick 9. I can see that. But I can also see them getting an edge player here, maybe, but like a defensive lineman, maybe.
Either Verse or Alt, but I think Alt goes here. Joe Alt's a top 5 talent in this draft, and to get him at 9.
That's a steal. No, I agree. I mean, obviously, out of all of our picks, he fell way past. Like I figured Joe Alt would go 7.
Or do we trade? Is there somebody in here that would want to trade up to get Joe Alt or
to get JJ McCarthy? Maybe
JJ McCarthy, but like the Jets are coming up. The Jets aren't. Ooh, the Jets trading up for JJ McCarthy to come in as the incumbent to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I was gonna point out maybe the Saints to get rid of some picks, so that way they don't go over the salary cap. But I think it is possible that the Saints trade up here, especially whenever they're like, "Oh, JJ McCarthy's not going where we expect him to go." And the Vikings ended up taking Jaden Daniels instead. Like they traded up for him because they saw that he dropped. I mean, there's a lot of mocks that show that JJ McCarthy is going in the top 8, and we're at pick 9 right now.
Yeah, but you got a stalwart left tackle for the next 10 years on the board. And you have plenty of picks coming up. You don't need to trade down. I feel like Joe Alt's. I think we're overthinking it again. I think Joe Alt's the no-brainer.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
All right, cool. We sent it.
Fair up. All right.
All right. New York.
Oh,
what does New York do here? I mean, wide receiver, tackle, D end. So
now, looking at this, I mean, we both know what happened to Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
From getting sacked, lack of protection. Do they draft a stud lineman here to help give him protection, expecting Aaron Rodgers to come back off of a?
They're losing Leonard. No, sorry, never mind. I lied about that. It would be.
I would guess that they go.
Let's see. We could go.
It shows their needs of
Fashanu. Fashanu would be a good one. Penn State. It's either him or Fuga.
That's what I was gonna say. It's either him or Fuga. It's literally they're both here. They're both.
I'll take either or. You pick. I'll take either or.
You said Fashanu first. I'm fine with it. Take him first. All right.
All right. So now you got New York on the clock, and they got a lot of needs.
They do.
I could see. Let's see here. I could see Liatu Latu going right here.
This early though.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
You see him going over Byron Murphy here.
I see the edge going before the D interior, yes.
Okay.
But
I know that they
also see them going tackle. They could also go tackle here
to help protect Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He got injured last season.
You want to go tackle? I like the tackle.
I'm fine with it. I can see it. I told you that this. I mean, we both said that this draft is going to be a lot of offensive linemen going in the first round.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. It's JJ McCarthy. It's JJ McCarthy.
It's no doubt.
All right. So then now we got Oakland. They take quarterback off the board because they got Russ in this scenario. I think Byron Murphy's a great pick Antonio Pierce is defensive guy. He wants to that Raider way, right? He wants to build that nasty, bruising, fucking battered defense.
They have a nasty defensive end right now.
Max Crosby mixing it up with Byron Murphy. Let's send it.
I'm fine with that. Send it.
Perfect.
I'm not going to disagree with that one. Now, this is where, like I said, I thought that the Saints might trade up and try to get J.J. McCarthy where the Broncos got him.
Yeah.
But this is a weird one.
I like Jared Verse here.
You like Jared Verse here?
I like Verse or J.C. Latham maybe even. Man, there's a lot of good cornerbacks left on the board, but I don't think they need a cornerback.
They don't really need a cornerback.
I guess Marshawn Lattimore is due a lot of money, and having a young cornerback could help alleviate that in the near future.
So here's my thought process with the Saints. Where do you see Derek Carr next year? Before you make this pick.
In New Orleans.
You think he stays there? You think that they're fine with keeping him? They don't.
Yeah, I think they keep him for one more year.
Okay.
I don't think they move off him quite yet. I mean, let's see real quick. I gotta see what he's due here, money wise.
Because I was gonna say if you don't.
Oh yeah, no, they're keeping him. They're keeping him next year. So this year, if they cut him this year, they have to pay an extra $40 million against the cap. If next year they have to pay him $40 million no matter what, and they can only save $11 million. The year after that, so 2026, they can save $32 million, but they still have to pay him $28 million. So they're kind of on the hook for the next 2 or 3 years with Derek Carr.
And I don't think they're going to be as dumb as Denver and cut him.
I don't think anybody's going to be as dumb as Denver ever again.
Let's be real. So
it's an all-time fuck up.
So I'm looking at their needs. If they're not going to go quarterback,
it's O-line or D-line.
I think they go O-line. I think they're going to go O-line.
You going right here? You thinking right here?
I want you to go up to. Oh man, I don't know.
Here's the tackles: J.C. Latham, Amarius Mims. I like Amarius Mims.
I mean, he did show out.
Yeah,
in the combine winner. He could be their next.
Let's say he has a great pro day, blows everybody away at the pro day. We send him right here.
I think yeah, he could rise up 9 positions. I could see it. It's either him or Latham. I don't think Fatanu goes here.
I see Latham going first. If I'm
see Latham going first. Okay.
Yeah,
it's between them two. Go ahead,
Latham?
Send it.
Send it.
I think if they're going to hold on to Derek Carr, they're going to draft some protection here for him.
So now here's a team.
Oh, this could go anywhere.
That I think I think Cooper DeJean.
You get the best guy on the board.
Yeah, I think you get the 8th best player. Send it.
Send it. You get whatever fell to you. You get all these guys. You get all these guys. These teams that drafted their quarterbacks early, traded up for them, and you're just like, hey man, this guy fell to us. I'm going to take it. So
Seahawks are a team I see trading back. I definitely see them trading back.
Well, I see. And they need a corner. They need an edge.
No. They need.
Oh, they need a center. Sorry.
They need a center, guard, edge, and they cut both their starting safeties today. They cut Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. So I think you trade back into this area with probably a Philadelphia or a Tampa Bay, and you take a safety back here.
So what I'm looking at here, out of the teams that you said, I'm looking at the Eagles. What position did they just lose?
Cornerback.
No. Who just retired?
Oh, center. Well, yeah, they lost center.
And there's a very good center sitting there.
Ooh, let's see if
Jackson. I was gonna say Jackson. I forgot his name. From Oregon, their center. Now the thing is that the Seahawks also need a center. So could they just go ahead and draft him here?
No, I think it's a move back. I think it's a move back.
Did you also have Dallas Turner sitting there?
Hold on here. What do you think? A future first rounder to jump 8 spots.
Okay.
You think we throw in a 6th rounder just to be safe?
I could see it.
I bet I'm going to force the trade. I'm going to force it. We're not going to get caught up in semantics. We're just going to say the trade gets executed.
So they go up. I see Jackson Powers Johnson going here, replacing.
Boom.
I mean, is that reasonable?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
All right, now is where it gets funky because the guard class, I mean, as you can see here, average draft pick 35, 60. It's not a good guard class. So guard center, I don't like it, but you know what I do like? You know what I do like?
I know you like Dallas Turner, the edge that they need. Oh no, you like
Dallas Turner went already.
Oh, he already went. My bad. Sorry.
I like Jared Verse right here.
Yep.
So we send him.
I'm fine with that.
And then I like the Washington tackle to go protect Joey B.
Who got injured last year. Yep. I'm fine with that.
And I said it.
Oh,
said it. We could do it. We could do the thing that I said on the podcast this week. We could do the thing. We could do the thing.
Do it,
because we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do that.
Well, we're not. This isn't updated past the combine, right?
But I don't look at all their team needs. They need O-line, D-line, linebacker, DB. You have the second best DB on the board still. I think you just go there. A top 10 prospect, Quinyon Mitchell. I think we just send it.
This late, yeah. I'm fine with it because I have another landing spot for the guy that we're talking about. I think there's a prime place for him to fall to.
So I think the Steelers go Brian Thomas Jr. I think they want to give Kenny Pickett a chance to succeed.
And if they're going to do that, they got to draft a receiver.
There's been rumors that if the price is right, Pickens is up for sale. So I think you just have some backup there and just send Brian Thomas Jr. over to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then Miami. Miami is a tough one for me because I really don't know where they're going to go with this.
I would assume offensive lineman, though.
Yeah, Amarius Mims is the one that jumped off for me.
If Mims had a killer combine, I could see him going here.
You think Mims goes?
I mean, if they're going to draft an offensive lineman here, it's got to be Mims. I would assume that he's the best one on the board.
I like it. I like Mims.
So now we come back to Seattle. So who did they fall back to get? Did they fall back to get a corner?
I think personally either Newton or Nubin. Because they need it. They have no starting safety as of right now.
Right.
And
there's a lot of teams that have cut their safeties that they could just sign in free agency. Though.
But hold up. They just cut their two safeties so that they didn't have to pay the safety position.
Okay.
I don't think they want to sign and pay a safety. I think they're looking to draft one. And Nubin's a really good safety. He's not Earl Thomas good, but he's Cam Chancellor good.
But if you fell back this far, I mean, do you feel like they're reaching for him here, or do you think this is a prime spot to get him?
No, because look, his rank is 25. ADP is a little bit lower than that. I think this is a fine spot to take him. I mean, technically, if you want to classify it one way, it's a slight reach, but I think it's a good value here.
I was going to say, I mean, you said between Newton and Nubin, and Newton is a great value here.
Yeah. We can look at it. I mean, here's what you got. He had a down year in 23 after 22. I mean, he's not that great in run defense. He's a great pass rusher, but I don't feel like Seattle's looking for a pass rushing interior guy.
Click on Nubin. Just click him. Let's look at his.
Huge jump in 2023.
Yep.
Coverage grade, run defense is above average for safeties. Forced incompletion rates elite, missed tackle rate is elite, and average depth of tackle is elite.
So you think they fall back in the draft here to take Nubin?
I think they take Nubin. I think they take Nubin.
Okay. I don't hate it. I'm fine with it.
All right, now Texans.
This one is also another one that could go anywhere.
I mean, I'm kind of. Who's the cornerback across from Derek Stingley Jr. down there?
I couldn't tell you.
Should we send Teron Arnold down there? Keep him in the South?
I mean, it's either that or they take Newton here. They take an edge rusher.
Let's do Newton. I like Newton. Let's take Newton. I mean,
this is a steal for Newton, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Cowboys draft an offensive tackle. They draft Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma. I already know they are.
You don't want to go with like Teron Arnold or Nate Wiggins or Ladd McConkey?
Nope. I already know that they're gonna piss me off. If Latu's there, I would love for them to take Latu there, but I know that they're gonna take Tyler.
He's like, they're taking the fucking one position I don't want from the one fucking school I don't want. It's fucking happening either way.
Yeah, I mean, do you agree? Do you hate it? Like,
I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily love it. So
okay,
I'll let you have it though. All right, Green Bay. Green Bay goes They don't really need any of these positions. I mean, this is a trade back candidate. If somebody like God, we haven't really had a run on anybody yet. We've been really spread out. There hasn't been a real run yet, has there?
No. Like a lot of these teams need running backs, but why are you going to draft a running back this early in the draft? You're not going to. There's no need in it. A lot of these teams need like tackles, and tackles are going to be going early in the draft.
I could really see them going Nate Wiggins here.
You think so? I mean, if he falls this low, like I don't see why not. Because I mean, he had a big jump.
I'm going to give him Nate. I'm giving him Nate Wiggins. You got JJ in division. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown in the division. You can never have enough good cornerbacks up there in the NFC North. So Tampa Bay here.
I think they're going to draft some defensive help.
You think they're going defense here? Liatu Latu then.
Yep.
I mean, he's still here. I'm going Liatu.
He's there. I like
now,
it.
Arizona gets their second pick. Do they go Teron Arnold? What did we send him the first? Roma Dunze. Yeah, dude. Take Rome. Take Arnold. Have a stud.
It's either between Arnold and Barton. Barton is only I see them taking maybe some help for Kyler maybe, but
Kyler. See, I mean, huge down year after a great 22.
Man. So maybe not. Maybe they do draft their cornerback.
I like CB. I like CB.
Okay.
Buffalo goes Adonai Mitchell.
I was going to say it's either him or Ladd McConkey here. You like Ladd McConkey?
I do. I like it. I'm sending it.
All right.
Detroit.
Probably.
I'm going to say Peyton Wilson. It's the most Dan Campbell thing. What am I going to do with my first round pick? I'm going to take a fucking linebacker.
It is the most Dan Campbell
That's the fucking most Dan Campbell thing. And it just perfectly fell that way. Motherfucker. I hate him. I hate him so much.
So who are we to now?
We are on Baltimore, and Troy Franklin is sitting right there. Adonai Mitchell sitting right there.
I was gonna say they're probably gonna go receiver. I think that's the most help they need, and I would say either Troy Franklin or Adonai Mitchell. You pick which one you want. Adonai Mitchell doesn't really have a high grade. Troy Franklin definitely does because he had a good quarterback throwing him the ball last year.
See, neither of these guys are really the kind of. I mean, you know what? This was hard for me. This one's really hard. I can't. I want to send Chopper. I want to send one of these.
Do they go Kool-Aid McKinstry here? They need a corner.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't want to do it, but you're right.
Don't overthink it.
All right, Graham Barton here. Easy pick.
Easy.
Trent Williams is getting old.
Draft his backup.
Yep. And then
this is where I think you and me probably agree on. He had a killer. You know who it is. Give him the speed. Give him Xavier Worthy. And that will finish out the first round of our new mock draft.
This is our newest mock draft. This will be up on the Instagram at Wide Eye Sports. Just download it right now. We got it downloading right now. We're getting to put it away. So this is what we got. Caleb, Drake, Marvin Harrison, Roma Dunze, Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels going after Malik Neighbors, which would be fucking bonkers. Brock Bowers, Dallas Turner, Joe Alt. I mean, Fashanu, Fuga, McCarthy, Murphy, Latham, DeJean, Powers Johnson, Verse, Fatanu, Mitchell, Thomas Jr., Mims, Newton, Guyton, Wiggins, Latu, Arnold, McConkey, Wilson, McKinstry, Barton, and Worthy, rounding up the 32 spot. Is there anything that, other than Malik Neighbors, I think our top 6 are kind of crazy, but after that it gets pretty realistic. I feel like the top, I say 3 to 6. 3 to 6 is pretty insane. The Patriots going Marvin Harrison would be like fucking what? But
I'm just saying, like, I don't think neither one of us would be super shocked if that happened because I could see. I mean, it's a new coach.
Yeah,
probably doesn't want to draft a quarterback his first year as the head coach. I mean, I see that.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I don't know, man. It's really hard for me to be like, nah, they're gonna go with Mac Jones because Mac Jones still has talent. Because I don't like Mac Jones as a quarterback, but at the same time, it's very, very NFL head coachy to be like, well, I can fix him. So
Yeah, and it's also
it's a Bill
another.
Belichick
It's also
disciple.
another landing spot that I could see Justin Fields going to. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised
yeah.
if they traded.
Who's
Who's
to
to say
say
the
they don't
Patriots
just
don't
trade
trade a
for
third
Justin
round?
Fields?
Yeah, they trade a third rounder for Justin Fields, get him a awesome weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. That's not crazy to think about. Like that's realistic. It
No,
could happen.
no, absolutely. And then you get Marvin Harrison Jr. and then Rome Odunze. The Arizona Cardinals are known for scouting the Pac-12, getting guys out of there, Buda Baker, all that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
wouldn't surprise me to see him go earlier than I suspect most people would think, and especially over a guy like Malik Neighbors, who I think is the more talented receiver. But Rome is a Dez Bryant, Andre Johnson type receiver, and he has that kind of upside. But
It's just I think that I know that you're thinking like, oh, Jaden Daniels going sixth, but the thing is that if he doesn't go in those top 3 picks, the Cardinals aren't taking him. The Chargers aren't taking him.
no,
So
not.
that leaves the Giants.
You know what the Chargers are actually doing? All right, so crazy theory here. The Chargers are going to trade Justin Herbert to the Vikings and then take JJ McCarthy at 5.
Get the fuck out of here. That is not happening.
Crazy theory. I do have a crazy theory, though. I do believe there is a world, and you guys can tune into the podcast next week to hear more about this, but I do believe there's a world in which JJ McCarthy goes number 1 overall.
Yeah,
tune in next week.
Next week to talk about that.
Tune in next week to find out more on that. But for now, our closing comments, I want to touch on one thing. The PWHL recently implemented a new lottery system to their draft. And the way it works is not like a traditional lottery. Once a team has been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they then get a new record, so a sub record. And the team with the most points, each win counts for 1 point, and then you go to tiebreakers. So tiebreakers would be the same as they are for divisions. You go, most points gets the number 1 overall pick. So, for example, teams that were eliminated from the playoffs this year in the top 10, right? Carolina, Washington, New England, the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Giants, the Titans, the Bears, the Jets, Denver, Las Vegas, Cincinnati. Not all of them are top 10, but they're, top 15-ish. Only one team had a winning record out of all those guys, and that was the New York Jets. So even though they were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, they still tried and they still played hard and won games. And because of that, they are being punished by having to pick at number 10 versus the 2 teams they beat, Washington and New England, get the 2 and the 3 overall pick. So would it not be more fair, since both teams were eliminated at the time, that the Jets pick over Washington and New England? I'm just saying it's kind of a cool concept.
I don't hate the concept, but I feel like it fits more. I think the NFL is trying to be so much more like the other brands. For instance, the NBA, like they only have 2 rounds, so it makes sense. Like, yeah, let's do a lottery. Let's make it a little more exciting. That way, the worst team doesn't automatically get it since there's only 2 rounds. But with it being so many rounds, I don't know. And once you're mathematically eliminated, I feel like that means as soon as that happens, teams are just gonna like, oh fuck it, who cares?
But yeah, but under this model, it would make them play hard still, because if you get wins, that's how you get the number 1 pick once you're eliminated.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that once you're eliminated and then you start winning games, then that means that you're like it does like that means that you're I don't know, you're
lower down.
Yourself.
No, that's how it is.
Going down.
That's literally how it is right now. Because the more games you win, even though you're mathematically eliminated, the lower your draft position becomes, right? Like the Jets, for example, they won 2 games and have to pick at the 10 spot, whereas Washington and New England went a combined 1-6. They won 1 game between the 2 of them after being eliminated. They had 7 total tries, and they get to pick higher up.
The only problem with that, though, is that you're rewarding the worst teams that are decent. So, like, the Jets aren't a bad team. I think they're picking right about where they need to be.
Hold on. Hear me out. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10 teams I named have a 1-win record. So we'll go to tiebreaker after that. One team had 2 wins, and then 2 teams had 0 wins. So it's not like there's not a ton of discrepancy here. It just makes it, the Bears, for example, went 0-1. The Bears would not have the number 1 overall pick, which I think if you ask anybody that New England is a far less talented team than Chicago, that Chicago is a more talented team, but Chicago lost more games. So they get the number 1 overall pick.
Well, they didn't lose more games. The Panthers lost more games.
The Panthers, yes, sorry. The Panthers lost more games.
And they weren't talented at all.
They were not talented.
They weren't talented at all.
Really bad. That was a big
To my point, I feel like by doing that, though, like, it's going to make teams like, oh, let's just lose all of our... Like, it's going to encourage losing at the beginning of the season to where you're... Like, let's say you have a game mid-season...
But then you have to win at the end of the season. So how do you pull that off? If you tank at the beginning of the season...
There's a lot of teams that can do that, though. They can pull out wins, and I think that by rewarding teams for winning at the end of the season, it's like, hey, we're giving teams that can already win NFL games a higher draft pick to teams that have already been losing and they're still losing.
Yeah, but these teams are only like 1 or 2 games better than these other teams. They're still relatively equal teams overall.
But let's say like mid-season, like I don't know. Let's take Jets and the Panthers, for instance. The Panthers lost a shit ton of games. They continue losing, but then let's say
the Panthers went 1-4. The Panthers went 1-4, so they would, under this model, they would have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th overall pick.
Right, but they should have the 1st overall pick because they lost so much this year.
Yeah, but still, 5th isn't terrible. It's not like they're getting
not bad, but it's
screwed
like
over here.
I mean, that's saying, hey, I could have Caleb Williams or Malik Neighbors. Which one do I want? Obviously, you
also saying I could have
Williams.
Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, and we both know who we would take. So
that's true.
I don't know, something for everybody at home to think about. Think about it. Let us know down in the comments what you think or don't. I don't really care what you do. Just live a happy life. Be kind. Be nice to others. Unless they piss you off, then tell them what they did wrong. We will see y'all here next Wednesday. We will be covering... It will be a early morning release. We'll be covering pre-free agency, as the free agency window will start at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Central on Wednesday. Our podcast will come out that morning. And
a lot of news supposed to be coming out.
Lots of news. We'll talk about all... By the time we're recording, we will have to have covered all of the, the legal tampering period. So we'll have all that news and more for you next week. Until then, have a good one, folks.